Welcome back to Kick On Rugby Channel. Your host Dane. Share it. Super Rugby round 6. Done. Dusted. Crusaders get their first win. Drua still unbeaten at home. They now play waterpolo. What a crazy game. Waratahs even more desperate for a win. And Canes go 6-0. 6-0 to start the season. Oh, how good. What did you guys think of the round? What was your best game, your best moment, your worst moment? There was some serious injuries as well. Very unfortunate, but part of rugby, part of the game we love. Again, let me know what you thought of this round in the comments. And we're getting straight into it, man. Let's go. Crusaders versus Chiefs. 37-26. How good for Crusaders. It had to come. It had to come sometime. In the preview, I did think, can Chiefs do this without D-Mac? It was evident that he was not there. Yes, I think it was Josh Jacome is how you say his second name. He played really well, but you can see that they just lack that energy, that direction that Damien McKenzie does give the Chiefs. Fastest paced game ever. I think in that first 5 minutes, everyone on both teams touched the ball. It's crazy. Back and forth, balls going everywhere. It's crazy. And Crusaders came to play. Regardless of injuries to D-Mac or to the Chiefs, Crusaders come to play. And what a first win, man. How good. Crusaders, well done. They could, you know what's scary? Crusaders could now go on a run and still make the finals. They could go on and win their next, I think there's like 8 games left. They could win their next 8 and the season still be a successful season. Crazy. Crusaders, great start to get first points. Shea Fiaki showing his pace to sprint down that kick. I thought, is it Hotham? The kick down the touch line, and Fiaki just gassed everyone to get it. He's been great for them. Great for an underperforming team. Shea Fiaki at fullback. Yes, Will Jordan injured at the start of the season, out for the whole season. I think Fiaki's come in there and really taken that opportunity with 2 hands. I did say, Crusaders was up for they were up for this one. More direct running, using their big name players to get over the advantage line. Their rucks were more effective, better decision making, and converting opportunities into points. I mean, I say this every week. Teams will get opportunities. It's whether they can convert that into points, and they did so much better. Johnny McNichol, get out of here. Rolling back the clock, man. What was his stats? 2 tries, 12 carries, 167 run meters, 3 defenders beaten. Holy shit. Rolling back the clock, man. So good to see. I think he said it was the first time in a very long time. Don't know how long. He just said it was really good to play in front of his family and friends again, because that's where he's from, originally from. Crusaders, played 40 caps, I think, for Wales. So good to see, man. Crusaders found lots of space out in the 15s on both sides of the field. It does mean, for me, that means their variation on attack was a lot better and getting over the advantage line. So sucking players in those inside, like in the middle of the field, and then finding space out wide. Hotham was unreal for them. I think he's kind of depicting the tempo of the game, similar to like a Jamison Gibson Park for Ireland. Whether to slow it down, whether to go quick, whether to take those quick taps, whether to not, and then right option taking as well. He was fantastic for them, because Mitchell Drummond was named at captain, and to start, something must have happened, and Hotham come in, and he was unreal. 6 carries, 55 run meters, 55 passes, and 2 try assists. Great. That's what you want from him 9. I didn't write down how many tackles he made, but obviously that covered defense, fantastic as well. George Bell's try, holy, straightening the line, bouncing out and gassing around to get over in the corner. Get out of here. I thought he played really well for them as well. They cleaned up their lineouts a bit as well. First phase, obviously super important for any team. Something they've been struggling with this season, but it's all worked out nicely for them. Over at the Chiefs, like I said, you could see that D-Mac was not there. A lot of kind of not knowing where to play, how to play, directing of the team. Even though, like I said, Josh Jacome played really well, it's still that like D-Mac's a different level, and all those guys around be so used to playing with him as well. As I was writing down a lot of not much direction, and guys don't know really what to do. Narrow-eye scores in the corner after a beautiful play with a kick and a turnover included. Keeping their shape, keeping their width, that's so important, especially on turnover. Guys kind of get so excited, run towards the ball, but good teams keep their width, keep their depth, and know when to spread the ball. Missed tackles early on really cost them. I thought Anton Leonard-Brown was good though, straightening the line really well and always strong on defense. Scored a try, 19 carries, shows him got into some work. 72 run meters, 6 defenders beaten, 8 tackles. Fantastic. Jacome really, like I said, grew into the game, taking the line on, wasn't really doubting himself. Very decisive, just goes for it and backs himself. Again, D-Mac, it's a totally different level. It's like you can't even compare the two. But Jacome, 15 carries, 60 run meters, 4 defenders beaten. Still good. Good. Massive credit to Crusaders. They deserve that one. Massive, man. This is good. This could spark that Crusaders championship edge and just put them on a run, and they could still make finals. It's crazy to think. Well done to Crusaders for their first win. Moving over to Waratahs versus Rebels. Oh man, a game of 2 halves. First half was tough. It was tough to watch, tough viewing. And the second half, so much better. They turned it on. Players chancing their arm a bit more, scoring a bit of tries. Their timing was better, running their variations on attack, just executing plays a lot better. Waratahs super desperate now. People are starting to questions were asked before the season, and now we are kind of halfway in. I think they've only won 2 games. Tough scenes. On the other hand, Rebels, well done. Good win. Away win as well. Massive disruption for the Tars. Late changes. Angus Bell was out. Charlie Gamble was out. They were both named, but then they didn't start. It showed in their scrum performance. I thought Angus Bell not being there, they got pushed over in the scrums a couple times. I did love seeing the Tars go for the try instead of 3 points. They got held up at that maul from that decision to go to line. I don't like the hold up law. What do you guys think? So you get held up, they then reward the defending side. I feel like the attacking side should be rewarded. Like it used to be. Held up, 5 meter scrum. You've done well to almost score a try. Now you can have another chance. Where now you do well to almost score a try, defender holds you up, and then you have a dropout. Let's not try and copy league too much. I know there's been calls for people trying to eliminate scrums or make scrums faster. No. This is rugby. This isn't rugby league. Rugby's built off scrums. Rugby's built off rewarding the attacking team. Always been like that forever. Don't try and change it all the time. Rugby's rugby. We're not trying to be anything else. Keep it at rugby. Understand our core, the core values of it. We love a scrum. We love a line out. We love rewarding the attacking team. If you can defend well, we'll reward you as well. But let's not try and change too many bloody rules, man. Come on. Tars did work their way back into scoring opportunities. Swinton scores an absolute screamer down the middle. Fantastic. I wouldn't want to tackle him. He's a monster. Obviously, massive news in the week. Max Jorgensen re-signs with the Wallabies for a lot of money. Yes, the league was chasing him. He's young. Yes, I know there's a lot of holy shit, he's good. I always thought man, is he really that good? Especially I thought physically, can he? And I think one time he got the ball and run it back from a kick receive and run over the top of Darby Lancaster, who's been involved in the sevens, way bigger than Jorgensen. And just that physicality, and then just got up and carried on with it. I think it is good. This is definitely an investment for going forward for Rugby Australia. So good that he stayed. And good that league haven't won another one off us. Leave us alone, league. I thought Lungi Gleeson, fantastic. He's been immense for the Waratahs for this season. Always strong, loves a carry. Loves a carry. Just see that red headgear going, just clattering into people. Loves getting stuck into the tough stuff. What was he? 1 try, 15 carries, 75 run meters, 1 defender beaten. Fantastic. I thought Dylan Peach was good too, except for that getting caught by a fly-off. Got to be a little bit faster than that, mate. Dylan Peach, 10 carries, 123 run meters, 3 defenders beaten. Rebels, wins a win, baby. Let's go. When we want wins, we get wins. Happy days. A bit of awareness for that first try. Ryan Lawrence, quick tap, kick through, and put Anderson away to go over untouched. Fantastic. That cover tackle by Carter Gordon. Man can move. Oof. He caught Dylan Peach down the court. Come out of nowhere. Cross cover, boom. Beautiful tackle. I thought Jordan Ulysses been a lot better. Still needs to work a little bit on his lineouts, which is your most important role as a hooker. But around the park's been way better. Stronger ball carries. More effective at ruck time defensively, like getting steals and getting around the park more, getting involved in things more often. Carter Gordon trying his absolute dick off. You have to give him that. He goes hard and not always his attack. We all know his attack is fantastic. Defensively, shout out to Nate Dittieri, one of the boys here. We always chat about the footy and we love chatting about the 10s because we both play 10. Loves it, and he always says Carter Gordon, best defensive 10 out at the moment. And he is, what did I write? Yeah, 11 tackles, one of them a try saver. The score line, 28-21. That's pretty much a game saver, that tackle. Carter Gordon, fantastic. And I thought the Rebels just really knuckled down in that second half. And kudos to them because they've been known to kind of sack off in that second half. So they've done really well there. Dangunu, fantastic. 1 try, 14 carries, 139 run meters, 6 defenders beaten. Well done. I'm glad they paid for his traveling costs so he could play. Good on him. Good win for the Rebels. Moving on, Drua versus the Force, Western Force, 31-13. Holy. The first ever Super Rugby water polo game. It was pissing down in Lautoka. Fantastic. The Fijians were licking their lips. Happy. Literally a video went viral this week before the game of the Fijian boys in the villages just absolutely loving it, diving, splashing. But you can barely see 5 meters in front of you. That's how much the rain is coming down, and these kids are just loving it. I'm telling you now, while these guys, the Drua, were warming up and seeing this rain come down, they were just licking their lips like, let's go. And you could see in the game, they were just loving it. Diving for the ball. The ball would land 20 meters in front of them. They know. Run 10 meters before the time, dive, and you're going to slide the whole way there. Fantastic, man. Not skipping a beat in this weather. Shifting the ball, looking to attack, skip passes, variations, dummies, switching direction. Fantastic. Lomani's quick tap to set up Ravu Tamanda. Bula, Mana. I know the dive was special. That looked great. Splash, lovely. Run around to make the kick easier. I think Armstrong Ravola still knocked it over. But get closer to the posts. But Ravu Tamanda was fantastic, man. 1 try, 7 carries, 77 run meters, 3 defenders beaten. Oh, and he was loving it, just sliding, dancing, falling around everywhere. Fantastic. I love that the Drua were just doing them. They were just playing. It literally looked like they were all 12, 13 years old again, playing in their villages, throwing the ball around, diving, water splashing everywhere, little chip kicks. It was like they were making little plans. The back line was like, let's try this. Like, yep, all right, chip kick. And it worked the one time for Yusefo Marcy's try. Ravola, right? That's kind of the nail in the coffin this was after halftime. Little grubber through and beautiful try, man. Awareness to see no one's behind. Put the little dink in. Beautiful try. It was just fantastic to watch, even though it was like torrential rain pissing down. Fiji and Drua were just throwing the ball around and not haphazardly. Like it was connecting. The ball was sticking. The risk was, I've lost my word for it, but like good risk. I've lost my word for good risk. They would risk reward. There was good risk. They were taking the right chance, not just 50-50s. It was like 80-20s offloads. It was beautiful. It was great to watch. Not much to say from the Force. They did come out firing to score that maul in the first 5 minutes, and I think they thought as well, was like, this is how the game's going to go. We're going to slow it down. It's shit weather. We're going to play it up front. Fiji had a different story, a different memo. They did not get that memo. That ball was shifting. Everyone was touching the ball. It was fantastic to watch. Tough for the Force to get into this one. I thought that Nick White did well, the 50-22. They got that, so they got the line out. Then Tia scored in the corner, but it was disallowed. He was out. I thought that might have been a momentum shifter, but no. And that was a cover tackle from Ravu Tamanda as well. Fantastic, man. Tough for the Force. It was tough for Fiji as well, but you go there in that weather expecting to beat Fiji and Drua. They've been playing in that weather since they were 3 years old, since they were born. Oh, tough, man. Those Fiji and Drua boys they looked like they were loving it, living out their absolute childhood dreams. It was great to watch. Fantastic to watch. Well done to the Drua, still unbeaten at home this season. And they march on. All right, moving on. MOANA versus Blues, 8-47. Blues come away winners. The game took a while to get going, but when it started, it didn't stop. Oh man, when those Blues boys get going, tough to stop them, man. I thought we'll go on MOANA first, very rushed in their attack. Getting too excited, not holding their depth, guys mistiming their plays, overrunning passes. The timing, like I said, timing's a bit out. It's like when you get a bit excited, when you're playing with some new fresh faces or when a new style of attack is being introduced, it takes a while to get going. They got on the board eventually with a great try to Havili Talatui. That Anisi's inside out. I think Finlay Christie's still just laying there. He tripped over himself, set that up beautifully. Fine Inisi, beautiful, man. I think they do need to work on staying in the fight longer. It's tough. It's easier to say, it's easier said than done, but they're usually very competitive for that first 50 to 60 minutes, and then it just goes, or in patches. And in those patches that they're down and not in the game, they get 20, 30 points put on them. So it's tough. No one said the Super Rugby is going to be easy. And again, another shout out, get Pacifica, the fans, get to the games, man. It was, again, not like, I think the tickets were only $10. There was quite a few empty seats there. I thought Danny Tuala was great for them at fullback, 11 carries, 130 run meters, 2 defenders beaten. And not much, man. MOANA only scored 8 points, so it's tough. On the Blues, scrappy attack to get the first try, but they got there. You're not stopping Talia that close to the line. A great pass from Bryce Heem. I thought he played fantastically as well. It just seemed like they were reacting to things a lot quicker than MOANA were, which, I mean, the better teams do seem to do that. So Tutu carrying on with his form this year. How good's his form? How good's his dress up been before the games? If you look at the Blues Instagram, he's drippy as hell. Hoskins Tutu. He did really well though to step, ride that contact and offload for Caleb Clark's try. Fantastic, it's good, man. So Tutu, he's almost a shoe-in for the All Blacks this year. He's been great. Bryce Heem's try. Where's he come from? Out of nowhere. Obviously through the sevens, he's been in and around it for a while. I think 12 is his position. Strong ball carry, so strong in contact. Obviously learned a lot of skills through the sevens program. So his skill set on both sides of the ball, so on attack and defense, fantastic, man. That try that he scored, looked up and went through, it was kind of a half gap, but between two forwards, bumped them off and went through to score. Fantastic. He was 1 try, 10 carries, 119 run meters, 9 defenders beaten. That's tough. That's let's go stats, that is. How good. Finlay Christie's try, fantastic defense turned into attack. A few phases, finally finding the line break and then going over to score. So that must be so demoralizing for the attacking team that was attacking. They were attacking. They get the ball turned over. That team starts to attack and then they score. Must be tough, man. I thought Mark Talia, obviously immense. I was calling for him to have, it was about time he had a massive game. I did captain him in my fantasy team. Let's go, 176 points. Get out of here. How good. It's always up for a carry. Fantastic. 3 tries, 9 carries, 90 run meters. How good for the Blues, and they keep marching on as well. Highlanders, Hurricanes, 12-47. Hurricanes get that win over Highlanders. Canes go 6-0 in fine form, still on top of the log. Such a strong squad, getting the job done. Absolutely gutting for Roy Gard to get injured. That did not look good. I think his kneecap dislocated. It didn't look good at all. So best wishes to him on a speedy recovery. Canes get into their work so early, man. Such strong ball carriers. Everyone knows what to do, when to do it, how to do it. So effective. Their ruck speed is unreal. And Xavier, I think he scored the first try. Xavier Nomua, he's been fantastic for them. He's also definitely putting his hand up for higher honours. Loves scrum time, but he's off the ball work on both sides of the ball. Loves a carry. Loves getting into the thick of things, man. Rucks, tackles, fantastic. And how fit is he? Gets around the park easy, man. He looks like a flanker, like a back rower, but he's a prop. 1 try, 6 carries, 2 defenders beaten, 10 tackles. Fantastic. They cause lots of chaos through the middle. Obviously, Roy Gard, one of the best 9s to dice and dive and dart around the ruck. If you're not setting, he's gone. He's so strong in contact as well. And he also poses such a threat that he picks the ball up, you're going to have 2 or 3 defenders on him. So he can then play someone who's going to be in space, and which he did. Lakai scored. Lakai's been, that's again, just rolling on each week. He's getting better. Again, it just sucks, man, for Roy Gard. He's been such good form. Man, he's such a handful. Teams have to mark 2 or 3 players on him, but injured now, and I think that'll be for most, if not all of the season, the super season. And then you bring someone like Perenara in, who's, just as good. He came on and scored. It's like death taxes and Perenara scoring. Fantastic. Canes adding a maul to their toolbox of attack is a scary thought as well. It's such an attacking weapon to have that maul, because you get a line out 5 meters from the line. The defensive line out, do we go for try and steal? Because if you miss that maul's going over. Do you wait and set? So when they land, you try and counter that maul. But then you're leaving your backs out because you want your second row or your back rowers to help the backs tackle. It's tough. It's tough, man. Morby intercept really sunk the Highlanders. I thought 1 minute into the second half, that's just all the sail out of their wins. Tough to get back from that. I thought Peter Lakai was fantastic. One try assist, 10 carries, 60 run meters, 1 defender beaten, 14 tackles, 1 turnover. He's really, really All Blacks. Peter Lakai, it's happening. Josh Morby, 1 try, 7 carries, 113 run meters, 3 defenders beaten. Going over to Highlanders, I thought they struggled to front up physically. They didn't get much ball at all, but I mean, that is credit to Hurricanes because they were holding on to the ball nicely. It doesn't help that when Highlanders were getting the ball, they're really struggling to do anything with that. Again, credit to Hurricanes defense and staying connected in defense. I thought Fakatava he's also really been good for Highlanders. Regardless of the scoreboard, he's always trying his best, his most, his dick off. Always getting in and around the ball. His great option taking. His pass is unreal. Scored a try as well. 1 try, 8 carries, 60 run meters, 2 defenders beaten, 57 passes. He was really good for them. And then Ratumai Tavuki Nepkins, yes, he got a yellow card, but 1 try, 12 carries, 71 run meters, 5 defenders beaten. Always a threat when he gets the ball. It's just giving them more space. Like Tavatavanawe and Jonah Nareki, they need a little bit more space. They don't need much because they're really good. They need a little bit more space. So tough one there for the Highlanders, but the Canes keep marching on, baby. Let's go. All right, last game, Reds versus Brumbies, 19-20, a proper Aussie derby. Oz Rugby will be fine. Wallabies will be fine as long as most of the Wallabies are picked from these two squads. Joe Schmidt mustn't come out now and try and totally reinvent the wheel. I don't think he will. Sounds like from all reports and all podcasts I listen to of him talking, sounds like he's got his head screwed on right and he's going to select the right players. And most of them need to come from Reds and Brumbies because they are the in-form Aussie teams at the moment. Reds come out firing. Holy. Fluke scores. Pataya's first hit up for that to eventually have that try scored. Fantastic, getting over that vantage line. He is an absolute weapon. You can see the difference he makes when he's on the field. I think wing is his position. I thought fullback is his position, but I think Jock Campbell's been playing really well. Pataya, wing. He can roam. He can come in and around the 10 and 11, the 10 and 12. Good. And when they kick back to him, run the ball back, boy. I think he's been really good. He's so fast, so strong, so elusive. He doesn't really look much, but man, he's trying so hard to tackle as well. Reds ruck speed early on, fantastic. They were all over Brumbies. Great variation on attack and just beating the Brumbies at breakdown. So hard for the Brumbies to apply pressure defensively because you're going back the whole time. So that's how the Reds were taking it to them that first half. Seru Uru, are we talking Wallabies here? He's been unreal for the Reds. He's playing in the locks, but he can play in the back row. He's awesome option at line out. Loves carrying the ball. He's got an engine on him, so he's all around the park, making tackles, making big plays. Always there for an offload. Can give an offload as well. So he's always there as a support runner, but can give a sneaky offload as well. He's been unreal. What was he? 12 carries, 40 run meters, 3 defenders beaten. Fantastic. You can see how like I've said before, Reds missed Pataya a lot. So good to have him back. What was he? 11. He's just, it brings that X factor. He's great. Pataya, 11 carries, 177 run meters, 8 defenders beaten. That's what you want. Reds maul, always a problem for opposition. I've said it from the start. They've been fantastic with their maul. It's so hard to defend a strong maul. I said, you don't know whether to go up and compete or wait and set and hit them. It's so hard, man. They had the opportunity to snag a late wing, but Brumbies rush defense. They stayed connected in their defense and put them under so much pressure, man. It's tough. It's credit to Brumbies. On the Brumbies, they did take a bit to get into it. So I thought Tom Wright's try was fantastic. Charlie Cale off the back of the scrum. Massive, massive threat. burst down the left side, then they swung the ball all the way back to the other side. Fantastic. That side to side, great. I love it. And Tom Wright scores there. I said last week I wanted to see more of Charlie Cale getting involved in the tough stuff. He brought it this. I think he listens to the show. Charlie Cale, reach out, man. I think he listens to the show. He got stuck in there, getting the big tackles. He won a few turnovers. It's great to see, man. I'll honestly, because when he brings lineouts and attacking wise, and now getting involved in the tough stuff, the rucks, the tackles, defending really well. I'll be surprised if he isn't included in the Wallabies squad, just because of his age as well and that potential. Get him in there. 7 carries, 27 run meters, 1 defender beaten, 13 tackles, 1 turnover, 1. Great stats there, Charlie Cale. Did well to lead at halftime because I thought it was all Reds that first half, but they snuck it in there. Lolasio with a late penalty to lead at halftime. And Brumbies just showing their championship and stuff by hanging in there, just keeping at it, ticking over, getting through their phases, winning their first phase, and just sticking it to Reds like in every facet of the game. Thought Tom Wright played really well. Yes, there was one time where there was an opportunity for a line break and he threw a pass that hit no one and went into touch. Yes, that happens sometimes. It's just there's 1 or 2 errors, man. But he's been great. 2 tries, 9 carries, 95 run meters, 6 defenders beaten. I thought Lolasio was great. Directed the team around the park really well. Good kicks, option taking, kicks a goal, great. 2 conversions, 2 penalties. And they're doing well. They're winning. Brumbies are winning. And if your 10 is playing well, your team's winning. Great. Everyone's happy. I don't like the guy, but Darcy Swain, defensively massive. 17 tackles, 1 turnover. I'm still angry that clean out he did on Quintupai. It was ages ago, but I will always point out good rugby or good players when I see it. Good win for the Brumbies there by 1 point. What a round. When we march on to round 7, Canes on top. Force or Crusaders, Force at the bottom. Still all to play for, still tons of games before the semis or finals. Let me know what you thought of the round. Who's your team? Are you looking to change teams because your team isn't going too good? Is your team flying high? Are you happy as? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye.